Hello ProGuides family, my name is Nathan and today we'll be going over Valorant's economy system. This is very important to learn, so make sure you stick around for the entire video. Thank goodness I have a degree in economics and finance, am I right? Anyway, in today's video we'll be going over everything that you need to know about Valorant's economics, from what to buy and when to buy. So take a seat and take it all in, there's a lot to go over, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, let's start with things that you need to know about Valorant's basic economics. There are 4 ways to receive money in Valorant. 1 is planting the spike for $300, 2 killing an opponent which rewards $200, 3 winning a round that grounds you $3,000. The last way of getting money in Valorant is from losing. Riot, much like Counter-Strike, has just added a mechanic called the round loss bonus. This means that the first round you lose, you get $1,900, the second round $2,400, and up to a maximum of $2,900. Once you win a round, this will reset your loss bonus back to 0. So for any round that you lose after a win, you can also get a basic $1,900. Now that we talked about the basics, let's go over the rule of thumb that should get you through 90% of the rounds. Ensure that you balance out your economy with your team. This means buying for them, saving, forcing, or full buying when they do, so you are as strong as possible as an absolute unit. A full buy is approximately $4,500, so a first round loss bonus you need $2,600 to buy in the next round. On a second loss you need $2,100, and on max buy loss you need $1,600 to full buy in the next round. A little tip I can give you is that if you look at the top left corner of your buy menu, then you can see the minimum that you'll have next round. Just make sure that it's around $3,900 to $4,500. Remembering these simple numbers will ensure that you can consistently buy within your limits and ensure that you can get to the next round with the greatest power possible. Now, something to address from a realistic standpoint, unfortunately, is that there will be players in your solo rank games who don't follow the lead of the rest of the team. We recommend that you politely remind them to buy as a team, as most people just need to be gently reminded. If they are unresponsive to this, follow the majority of the team, or what I would do is just follow them until they die and then pick up their gun. If 3 of the 5 players on your team force, we recommend that you force with them as well. This will enable you and your 4 teammates to be on a level playing field and give you the highest chance of winning. Most importantly, remember, don't get tilted. You will only hurt your chances of winning and negatively affect your team. So stay polite and friendly, because this will consistently give you the highest chance of winning. The economy in Valorant controls a lot of decision making in the game and makes pistol round one of the most important rounds in the game. Due to the low starting money, the team who wins the pistol round will normally win the second round as well, allowing you to win approximately 70% of the half. But the question is, how do we get an advantage in the pistol round with strong economic decisions? There are 2 primary options when buying in a pistol round. Our experts recommend either purchasing a Ghost and $300 of the abilities, or a Classic, Light Armor, and $400 of the abilities. These are 2 of the most optimal buys that you can make on a pistol round, because it puts you exactly at 0 and gives you the utility you need to execute or hold any site. For more information on pistol rounds, look out for our in-depth guide on the subject coming soon. Picture this, your team has flawlessly won pistol round, and the question is, how can we keep our economy strong? You will most likely not have enough for a full buy, so we recommend you almost always buy heavy armor. This ensures that pistols do way less damage. In most scenarios, we also recommend you picking full abilities to have proper executes and holds. Most SMGs and shotgun work fine on the second round, but we have a few that stand out. The Marshall, with its 1 body shot potential on no armor target, makes easy work for undergeared players. The Bulldog is amazing for its strong longer range engagements and damage, or the Spectre or Ares for their fire rate and high damage. After the second round, the question is, should you keep or sell your weapon? If you died, well, it's a no-brainer, especially if you got headshotted. Full buy and proceed as normal. If you survive second round, keeping your second round weapon will hurt your chances of winning the third, but will firmly put you in the lead from an economy standpoint. We recommend you have at least 3 players on your team that is fully bought, with the other 2 with their second round weapons, setting them up for a lot of money onwards. This will increase the potential to easily buy operators and trade up guns as they scavenge the battlefield. Eco rounds are incredibly important and can turn the tables on the winning team. Eco rounds consist of rounds where you don't have money to buy completely. In eco rounds, there are only 3 options to choose from. Option 1 is to save entirely and buy nothing, allowing all the money to carry over to the next round. This is good for buying ops or just being able to buy as quickly as possible. The second option is half buying. Half buying is where you buy to the point where you will have enough to full buy next round, but still buy something like an upgraded pistol. The third and final option is forcing. Forcing is where a player or a team decides they will spend all their money, but they don't have enough for a full buy. The most common rounds to force is at the end of a half or when you're about to lose, but forcing can also be used as a technique to eke out a cheeky win. Other times, forcing can be a good option to be used when 3 out of the 5 players can full buy. This is in most cases the correct decision, because keeping up the pressure by fighting for every single round is crucial. The biggest con of choosing to force buy is that if you lose, you might set yourself further back than when you started by putting you in a suboptimal situation. Full buys is where the game really shines and what really makes or breaks teams. A full buy is where a player has bought full utility, heavy armor, and a rifle. For a Phantom or a Vandal, heavy armor and full utility, this costs approximately 4,500. For a full buy with an operator, that's about 6,100, quite a pretty penny, so here are some general rules to follow. If you lost the last round, then you'll need about 1,900 to 2,200 to always buy the next round, depending on if you carry over utility and how much your agent spends on utility. If you have lost 2 rounds in a row, then you'll need about 1,000 to 1,600 to fully buy next round guaranteed for rifles. There are also ways to cut costs and some constant expenses to be aware of. First thing to be aware of is that every piece of utility will cost you. It will take you about $100 to $600 to replace abilities every round, and if your heavy armor is damaged, you want to repair it, which will cost you $1,000. Some ways to cut costs is to cheap out and buy light armor, less abilities, or a cheaper gun such as a Bulldog, Marshall, or a Spectre. If you have the money though, it's best to always just buy the best equipment that you can get. Valorant is a team game, and one of the best ways to get ahead is to share your economy. This is one of the simplest ways to lend a helping hand to anyone. So before the start of the round, press tab and look on the left to see if anyone requests a buy. If they do and you have enough money, just buy them. This will even out the economy for the team and allow you to play more efficiently, as everyone will have their weapons and abilities to support themselves as a team. This also applies to you. If you're stuck between buying a Bulldog or a Spectre, first look at your team's money. You can do this by pulling up the scoreboard, and if someone has 2,900 or more, request a buy from them. Also listen to the voice lines. The characters will audibly request a buy if a player asks for one. This can be a good way to quickly identify the player who needs a buy. While an amazingly simple task, this can massively improve your win rate just by simply helping those in need. Something even more important than knowing what to buy is knowing when to buy. The general rules of buying are as follows. If your team is forcing or ecoing, you should follow suit. This will ensure that you have the same amount as the rest of the team, so you will all have a full buy together, greatly increasing your team's power level. You should always buy out as much as you can in the last round of the half, overtime, or if you're just one round from losing the game. Sometimes you may come to a situation where you have enough to full buy this round and the next while your team is full saving. In this situation, you have a few options. The first being that you can either buy them cheap weapons such as sheriffs or ghosts. Second, you can choose to full buy yourself. This will allow you to go aggressive and get a quick pick, getting your team another rifle. The third option is that you can continue to full save. This will allow you to have more money to spend in future rounds on either having an operator or another rifle for your teammates. Saving is crucial for stabilizing your economy and potentially finding a win on eco rounds. Unlike a lot of economics in this game, this happens during the round and requires a bit of decision making. You should save if the round is most likely not going to be won. A good example of this is that if you find yourself in a 1v5 situation. Most of the time in a 1v5, it's wise for you to save your weapon to try to keep your economy as stable as possible. You also might want to save on a full eco round, where you find a weapon such as an Op, Vandal, or Phantom in order to hold the weapon for the next round. You might also choose to save in a scenario because there is very little time left on the spike by the time you get to the site. Now there is another option for saving, and this is called going for exits or for exit frags. This is where you kill the players to damage the economy as well as leave the site to flee from the detonated spike. On the flip side, you may desire to hunt down the saving players. This should only be done if you have a substantial economic lead and their deaths would negatively impact their buy more than yours would. So hunting is not the play if you have $0 left after your buy. In the scenario where you think the enemy might look for the exits, ensure that you will exit with your team. This will give you the best opportunity to survive and trade the opponent out to make sure that the enemy loses as much as possible. In Valorant, there's also the concept of utility saving. A great example of this is that if you're playing Cypher and you're going to win the round, pick up your wires and you can save about $400 a round. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel as we post helpful videos like this every single day. Again, my name is Nathan Ng, and I apologize for this rough read. I just woke up and my voice is kind of shot, so thank you so much for bearing with me. For more individualized help, go to ProGuides.com, as we have helpful coaches that are able to just help you around the clock and assist you with any problems that you might have.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Once again, if you want to see content like this, click that sub button. We're going to be doing so much content to get you guys better at the game. So if that's something that interests you, then absolutely subscribe. And if you guys want to take your Valorant skills to the next level, go find a pro coach on ProGuides.com who will help you achieve your goals. All right, guys, once again, it's been Christoph. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your next few games.